This is like a Tuono for the more emotionally secure man. Someone who knows that this is all the power you need to have a shitload of fun and still get yourself into some trouble. So tell me about it, Robbie. Tuono 660 factory, 2022 I'm guessing? 23. So up and down quick shifter.
Yeah, it's got the 6-axis in my unit for the traction and ABS.
Yeah.
Fully adjustable suspension as well. It's a bit higher spec than the RS 660 in that.
Yeah.
It's in dynamic mode, mate.
Dynamic mode.
Alright. Controls are the same as your 1100 though.
Yeah.
Alright. And it's got the amazing fuel gauge.
Oh, look at that. It's not a Ducati then.
No.
Sounds good.
Have fun, man. It's 100 horsepower.
100 horsepower.
Take it easy. You're not used to that.
Yeah, it's a lot. Alright, see you soon. Here it is, guys. Whole shot motorcycles again. I've got my Aprilia V4 there. I rode in. And today I've never ridden this. This is a first ride video in the Aprilia Tuono 660 factory. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this one. It's about 100 horsepower, Rob was saying. I'm not sure on the torque figures, but I'll put it up on the screen as always. It's not a LAMS approved bike, obviously, even though it's 660cc, but, you know, it seems like a goodie. I don't have the right gear on, you'll have to forgive me. I was just going on a quick ride out, quick errand, so I wasn't expecting to even do this. But, you know, I'm doing it anyway. I'll just be really careful, I promise. I do have my Kevlar jeans and boots on, I just don't have a proper jacket on, which I don't recommend doing. Always wear the appropriate gear. Here we go. Oh, it feels lighter. It feels so much lighter than my bike. It's been a while since I've done a first ride video. I'm looking forward to this. Quick shifter works nicely. We'll let it warm up first before we give it some juice. So, yeah, I've always been pretty interested in this bike. I saw Lamb Chops ride it and he really raved about it, and I love his videos, so I thought I'd give it a go. Oh, it's so much lighter. I instantly feel the lightness of this bike compared to my V4. Completely different. It feels like a baby bike. It does feel, the seat height feels around about the same, so it doesn't feel like it's a really small bike, you know what I mean? But the tank is definitely smaller. I do like the shape of the tank, but we'll have a look at it closer on the when we do a walk around. And it sounds good actually. It sounds like a mini Street Fighter V2. Has that same kind of tone, even though this I believe is a parallel twin, pretty sure. Yeah, I should really learn my bikes first, but hey, it's a genuine first ride at least, not a pretend one. Oh, it feels much more manageable in low speed stuff. I think if you were shorter, like it doesn't have a really low seat height, but it does feel more manageable to kind of keep upright, and like, yeah, just slower twisty stuff like in and out of traffic feels much better. Obviously this is only 100 horsepower versus 180 whatever mine is. Oh, it's so like, oh, gravel, fucking hell. So I guess the main thing is that people are going to talk about with this bike is kind of where it fits in. The issue is you can get an MT-09 SP for like $4,000 cheaper than this. I mean, they both have really good suspension, and you know, but the MT-09 SP has I think 20 more horsepower at least. And it's a triple, so it's going to feel a little bit different. I have ridden the MT-09, not the SP version, but I've ridden the MT-09, the brand new one, and it does feel more powerful than this bike. On the wind it feels fine. The riding position is really nice. Like it's similar to my Tuono, but a little bit less leaned over, so a little bit more upright on this bike. Definitely plenty of roll-on power, but just not quite as much as an MT-09 SP or you know, the Street Triple RS or something like that. I don't want to compare it too much. This isn't a comparison video. This is just a first ride, and I'm just going to let you guys know what I think of it. It's up to you whether you want to spend that kind of money on a bike like this, or you want to get something a bit cheaper that maybe doesn't have quite as much refinement. The controls feel pretty good. They feel about the same. They look the same as my V4, so definitely better than Yamaha quality, but not as good as BMW. The screen is reasonable. It's small, but you have a lot of information on there. You got a fuel gauge. The electronics on this bike are going to be miles better than the Yamaha, I reckon. I mean, obviously today I'm not going to push the IMU to its limits and test out the lean sensitive traction control and stuff like that, but yeah, it feels great. Yeah, it definitely has a power band. It's about 8,000 RPM, 8,500 RPM it starts to take off, and what it redlines at like 12.5, maybe 12 it looks like. Check the quick shifter. Oh, I can't even feel that. That's smoother than mine. All the way to first. Oh, went into neutral by mistake. The gear position isn't set up for me. The mirrors are good too. I didn't get any vibrations or anything through them. You can see a bit of arm in them, but you know, they're good. Seating position, I'm 6'1". I can flat foot with a slight bend in my leg. I've got rider modes, individual, commute, dynamic. I'm guessing dynamic is the sporty one. Mine has user, touring and sport. I'm sure we can customize them as well if we go and hold that. Yeah, okay, cool, that's all the same. We'll do that in a minute when we stop and have a look around the bike, but I'm gonna get through this shit, get to some twisties, and then I'll see you guys there. I also just noticed this one doesn't have the traction control plus and minus down here. It's usually here on the V4. So I'm assuming you've got to change it in the menu, which is fine. I mean, to be fair, I have mine set at 4, which I think is on the scale of numbers is out of 10, and I never really change it. So speed limit is 80, my friend. Right, I'll get to some proper twisties. Here we go, up to the twisty road. Let's try the brakes out. No one behind me. Oh, they feel good. They're powerful, but not too bitey. Nice. Lots of airbox sound. So I guess on this road we're trying out the suspension. It does feel firm. Not too firm though, it feels good. This road is savagely bumpy as well, so there's a few good bits, but so that feels way better than the MT-09. But I haven't ridden the MT-09 SP, so I think that's going to be a given. I'm going to pull over and check these modes out. Okay, so you hold down this button when you're an individual and that gets you through. So individual, so we're on the most powerful. Traction controls on 3, anti-relay control on, let's turn that off. ABS, yeah, cool. Alright, here we go. wants to power wheelie in first, but not second. Mind you, I am 100 kilos. I'm going to do that again. We'll go back, give it a fair test now that we know how it's set up. Yeah, U-turn's nice. Oh yeah. Yeah, first it power wheelies really easily. That wasn't even full throttle. Okay, if you need more power than that, you know, you're probably asking for a little bit of trouble, really. Is it more fun having more power? Sure. Do you need it? No. I like it. That feels great. Really nice. Yeah, I'm really liking it, guys. It's good. Definitely feels like it has almost half the power as my bike, but you know, my bike is ridiculous, so it's a flex, really. This is like a Tuono for the more emotionally secure man or woman. Someone who knows that this is all the power you need to have a shitload of fun and still get yourself into some trouble. Yeah, I mean, it handles great. It's a little bit firm, I guess, but it handles very well. It feels really nice and stable and predictable and very, very light. I reckon this would sound amazing with a pipe. I've never actually heard one. Yeah, that feels real good. Oh, so stable. So we'll see you guys at the walk around spot. How dare they put sand in our first look spot. We'll go back to the OG spot then. Way better turning lock than my bike. I'm finding it a little bit of a pain to find neutral. But, wedgie. Here you have it, guys. I mean, it looks way better than an MT-09. To be fair, I do have a Tuono, so I'm clearly biased. No one's going to deny that, but I think most people are going to agree that this looks a lot better, a lot more premium, a lot better styling than the MT-09. But I'm sure a lot of people are going to disagree with me as well, and that's fine. You let me know in the comments what you prefer. I do wish that my bike was all black, like this one. You know, never mind. I really like it, guys. Brembo brakes. I'm not sure what model they are. Definitely not the same as mine, but Brembo's nonetheless. Got a double exit exhaust there, so there's one. I knew there was two before looking because I can feel it on my feet when I take off at the lights. I scrub the tyres in a little bit. Brand new bike. It has a similar style swing arm to the like a 2020 Tuono, the V4. Like, you know, it doesn't have the underslung MotoGP style one that the new bike has. But I kind of like that actually. It looks nice. No electronic suspension on this one, but it is fully adjustable. Front and rear fully adjustable, which is beautiful. That's going to be awesome for track use and stuff like that. It does have a quick shifter up and down. Yeah, I mean, styling is subjective, so it doesn't really matter what I think of it. But I do like it a lot. I think with some like bar end mirrors, you know, what would I do this bike? I would do a radiator guard, tail tidy, drop the front pegs, the rear pegs off. I would put some bar end mirrors on it, some black Evotech levers, an exhaust. Did I say exhaust already? I mean, that's obvious. That's probably about it, really. I mean, I'd probably think of more stuff, but you know, I like the black seat. It's more comfortable than my seat. Oh yeah, way more padding. So nice seat on this one. I love that tail section. It's so nice. And the tail light looks rad. It's like a bat wing. 2023 Tuono 660 factory. I like it. I want those wheels on my bike. Let's give it a sound check. It really does have that kind of you know, the Street Fighter V2, that kind of lumpy. Yeah, it sounds really good. Lots of airbox sound as well from it. And yeah, obviously just much lighter and easier to handle than my bike, you know, like, man, it's a really good option. I guess the main thing people are going to question is the price, because it's like slightly less horsepower than its competitors like the 765 and the MT09 and you know, things like that, but it looks better in my opinion. I mean, that's completely subjective. I think it's actually about the same price as the Street Triple, so you know, the Street Triple, you do have more power, and there's a new one coming out very soon which I'm hoping to get my hands on. But yeah, I mean, it's got it's an Aprilia, you know, it's got the styling, it's got the tech. You guys let me know what you think though, like price versus other bikes. Where does this fit in for you? I think, you know, if I wasn't looking for a bike like mine that was like a super bike, this would definitely be a contender for me. Oh man, the turning circle is so much better. My bike there, you'd have to do like a fucking 3-point turn just to turn it around. So I did a scientific study off camera, and I found that it wheelies with the clutch really easily in second and third. So if you're a wheelie machine, it's good. If you want a bike like a Tuono, if you want a Tuono or like a mid-level sports bike, naked sports bike, it's 2/3 the price of my V4 factory, just over half the power, and it has still not electronic suspension but really nice handling suspension, definitely sporty suspension. It's not like super soft or anything, but you know, it's plenty comfortable. It's a much easier bike to commute on. It's much easier to just kind of chug around at lower RPMs and not feel like you've got to rev it out. It's much easier to handle in the traffic. If you're maxing this bike out in the twisties, you're still going to have to be a pretty good rider. Nice brakes. I think I've said that already, but the brakes do feel nice. They feel powerful but not bitey. That's what it feels like. It feels like my Tuono V4 factory, but it's like missing a cylinder or two, and it had a big diet and lost a lot of weight. I don't know what it weighs. You guys already know because I would have put it up on the screen by now, but it feels a lot lighter. If I was going to guess, I would say like 166 kilos. Let's go with that. See how far out I am. I don't know if I'd want any less power than this personally. I mean, just for my own taste, but you know, I think it has enough for me. I wouldn't want any less, and a little bit more would be nice. Get that last lean in. Oh, she's nice. Alright, that's it guys. We're back here on Barry's Point Road in Takapuna, going back to Whole Shot Motorcycles. I'm going to jump on my bike and head home, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Yeah, okay. I had to check in again. After getting off the 660 and jumping on my V4, it's astonishing the difference in weight. Like, I love my bike, but it's a heavy bike for a sport bike. You know, like it's heavy for its category of bike. I mean, yeah, just to lean in and stuff like that on a 660 is so much easier. I mean, this is very nice. This is a very amazing handling super bike. But for someone that doesn't want to, you know, all that, having something that's a bit more flickable can be nice. But I just wanted to check in and give you that last thought. A very similar feeling bike with a lot less power and a lot less weight. So that's my final thoughts. Anyway, I'm gonna stop ranting. I'm gonna get home. I got some work to do. I'll see you guys in the next video soon.